Now someone who just got off the phone with the president. CNN chief political correspondent Dana Bash joins us now by phone. Dana, what did he tell you?
Good morning, John. Well, he said that he's, quote, well, here's exactly what he said, quote, "I'm not even thinking about Elon. He's got a problem. The poor guy's got a problem." He said he won't be speaking to him for a while, but he said he wishes Elon Musk well.
This was the message from Trump just a few days ago.
And Musk,
thank you,
giving
Elon.
me his complete and total endorsement. I will create a government efficiency commission tasked with conducting a complete financial and performance audit of the entire federal government and making recommendations for drastic reforms. As the first order of business, this commission will develop an action plan to totally eliminate fraud and improper payments within 6 months.
This is an order creating and implementing the Department of Governmental Efficiency, known as DOGE.
That's a big one. I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. Perhaps you've heard of it. By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft, we can...
There he is. So there's Elon Musk getting a shout out from Trump as Trump appointed him the head of DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. And what did Elon do? He cut a lot of public sector jobs. He cut some so-called woke programs. Didn't touch the Pentagon, which can't pass an audit and is arguably the biggest source of waste and fraud in the government. And now Elon is gone. And on his way out, Trump was nice enough to give him a very special key. Look at that. Here's the key.
It would be a lot easier not to do it, but we have to take some of these things apart to find the corruption. We found tremendous corruption.
So that was just a few days ago, and it looked like Trump and Elon were parting on friendly terms, but not anymore, because look what Elon Musk just dropped on Twitter, or X, his platform. Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein Files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT.
Trump shouldn't have hit him in the eye, I guess.
And the reason why Elon Musk said all this is because, you know, they're not on good terms despite their friendly farewell, because Elon Musk does not like Trump's so-called big, beautiful bill. He thinks it's way too expensive. He thinks it will massively explode the federal debt, and he doesn't like that.
And it'll be the end of the world also. I mean, there's a lot of problems with it. Yeah, he did he think Doge was real while he was doing it? And he found out the hard way. That's the thing that I wonder about, because we knew for a while on the on this show, and I've been telling everybody I know. I'm like, hey, if you're upset about Doge, it's fake. It's fake. They didn't make the cuts. They did the CR. Then they're going to pass a big, beautiful budget, and it's going to be more money than ever. It's just not going to the nonsense you thought it was going to, and it didn't really go for that anyway. I don't think they really did make a transgender play in Ecuador, whatever the hell that was. I think that's probably just cover for something.
Well, so Elon Musk comes out swinging because, the Epstein Files especially, this is an issue that MAGA world is very, very understandably concerned about, because it's a huge scandal that the public has not been given proper answers to. And Elon Musk goes and alleges, without saying how he supposedly knows this, that Trump is in the Epstein Files. And of course, this has raised new scrutiny on previous Trump comments about the Epstein Files. For example, a while ago, he was asked, would you declassify the Epstein Files if you came back in office? And this is what he said.
Declassify the 9/11 files.
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah.
Would you?
I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there, because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would.
Oh, my. So Elon, no, I believe Elon 100% on that one. What I'd like to know, the question is, were you going to not tell us if everything worked out?
That's a great question. And Pam Bondi, Trump's attorney general, she was asked not too long ago about declassifying the Epstein Files and, why the government is sitting on them still. And this was her answer.
DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
No.
Okay. Well, we'll check back with you.
I missed that when that interview happened. I didn't know. He goes, anything wish? She goes, no. I didn't know that was the thing she said. I would have known right off the bat it wasn't going to go anywhere.
Well, listen, this is a big deal because this is the guy who spent $250 million of his own money to help get Trump and the Republicans elected. And so Republicans face a bind. But so far, they're rallying behind Trump. Here's a headline from Fox News. Gone too far. GOP lawmakers rally around Trump after Musk raises Epstein allegations. House Republican lawmakers are accusing Elon Musk of going too far after he suggested Donald Trump was in the Epstein files. Hopefully, we never have to answer questions about tweets like that from Elon again, said Congressmember Pat Fallon of Texas, calling Musk's comments not helpful. Elon crossed the line today, said Chip Roy, also.
So they're going to release the files to exonerate Trump and put this silliness to rest. Is that what they're saying?
What Trump is saying is he does not want to mend things. He does not want to patch things up with Elon Musk.
Now someone who just got off the phone with the president. CNN chief political correspondent Dana Bash joins us now by phone. Dana, what did he tell you?
Good morning, John. Well, he said that he's, quote, well, here's exactly what he said, quote, I'm not even thinking about Elon. He's got a problem. The poor guy's got a problem. He said he won't be speaking to him for a while, but he said he wishes Elon Musk well. It was a short conversation. He didn't seem very exercised about it. And the interesting thing is, of course, the context of this is how many people who are in both men's orbits are trying to broker a peace deal, so to speak, and trying to get them to talk because of the concern about the fallout in so many directions. I mean, the blast radius from this fallout is really, really big. And
let's hope so. Let's hope so. Let's hope the big, beautiful budget doesn't work out because of this. That's all the best you can hope for.
I mean, the big, beautiful bill has $150 billion increase to the Pentagon, which is, again, to me, the biggest irony of all of this. Like, Elon and Trump were joined at the hip going after, public sector workers, but they didn't touch the biggest source of waste, fraud, and abuse, which is the Pentagon.
Well, and what does that tell you? What does that tell you? It tells you neither of them are in control. It tells you Trump is not in control and was never going to be. Of course, Kamala wasn't a serious candidate. Of course, 12 years of that woke bullshit that my dumbass left-wing dipshit New York friends acted like was a real thing and not a complete corporate construct. Oh, that was a real black people saying. No, it wasn't. That 12 years of that to make you yearn for a guy who would come in and go, guess what? You're allowed to say women don't have dicks now. And just like they do in every other area, they do this in like video games. They put these little monetizations in. The customer base complains. They walk it back a little, but they've always moving forward. The dialectic. They did a dialectic. That's what this is. So of course, Trump's saying the Democrats ain't never coming back. And Elon saying this really hurts the plan, I think. He had a little bit of a Kanye tantrum.
Let's turn to how CNN responded to Musk's allegation that Trump is in the Epstein files. This is Bakari Sellers of CNN sparring with Trump supporter Jim Schultz.
If the president was in the Epstein files, I think we can all agree they probably would have come out there in the Biden administration.
No, but you do realize he's in the Epstein files.
In a way that.
No, you don't think so, Kurt?
No, because Israel owns both parties through Epstein. So now you're going to watch Democrats fake, like, let's reopen the case. You're going to watch them fake that because they know it ain't going to get opened because Israel's blackmailing most of the government and they've been doing it for years. He didn't say what Trump did in the Epstein file, right? Also, they're not files. They have files. They've got gigabytes of video of people doing stuff they shouldn't have done. Those aren't files. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to release that. So it's all nonsense.
Look, I'll tell you my problem here, which is I just can't treat Elon Musk as a credible source. And I do think that if there was something really damning about Trump in there, I do think it would have come out by now, given how desperate Democrats were. Democrats were so desperate to destroy him. They tried everything they could. They framed him as a Russian agent. They brought all these cases against them that on really
everything they could do. They got to get him on something that they didn't also do. That's the key. So Ron Burkle. The Diddy trial, Diddy's going to walk, so everybody understands. If he doesn't walk, it'll be overturned. A RICO case of one guy, Janet Comey. That's connected to Epstein. Hugh Hefner. What do you think? He just was a nice rich guy that had famous people and politicians over to have a sexy party? That's the same operation. They've had this going for a long time. The Dutroux murders in Belgium, where all of Belgium rioted in the 90s because of this. And they covered it up for all their. This is the same deal everywhere. That is real. The QAnon nonsense is probably a limited hangout with some Israeli intel like LARPing thrown in to make you feel like something's happening and there's a white hat, but there's not.
All right. I've lost track of where this is going. Let's go back to CNN. I can understand this one.
In a way that Elon Musk is characterizing it, right?
No, he said, but you do realize he's in the Epstein Files.
He's thrown the guy out of Mar-a-Lago like years ago.
But can you say that yes, Donald Trump had a relationship? I haven't seen the
Epstein Files.
But you know the logs. I've seen the logs. You know he's on the logs.
Might be on the logs, but
the broader issue is that conservative.
It's true. Trump is in the flight logs of Epstein. We don't know if he went to the island, but he is on some Jeffrey Epstein.
I know comedians that are on the logs. Louis Black went to Epstein's house with Bobby Slayton. You can go see that on Tuesday with the Stories, Mark Norman and Joe List podcast. I think it blows the thing wide open because Louis Black will tell you whatever. He went with Bobby Slayton. It was some rich guy. This is before all that stuff. They walk in. He was immediately creeped out because there's a marker board in the foyer with all like battle plans. And Epstein goes, yeah, the Israeli Minister of Defense was just here. And we were going over some stuff. And Louis Black goes, so he was freaked out. Goes, one, why? Why was he going over plans with you? Why would you tell me this? It gave him such a bad feeling. He never went back again. So there's your Israel connection. Inadvertently a comedian. I'm telling you, Israel owns the government. It's not just Israel. They're not the head of the snake, but the blackmail thing, that's been going on a long time, man. I would never challenge the notion or the likelihood that Israel is very connected to Jeffrey Epstein. There's a lot of connections there that, have been covered on this show and elsewhere. But sure. Listen, I just don't know if Elon's specific allegation here that the reason the Epstein files is because of Trump. I don't know. I just don't trust Elon. Elon talks a lot. Elon does a lot of false things and is very petty. Also has a substance abuse problem by all accounts. So I can't trust Elon Musk as an impartial source. It's not. That's why I do trust it, because the only way these guys tell the truth is when Trump took it personal, he would tell everybody everything. I trust it more because this is like a personal attack. I don't know how he got a black eye, but what I'm picking up that there's some aspect, or I don't know if Elon's a split personality or something. Like Taibbi said, he was like two people to deal with, but he thought this was real, some degree of it, and got a talking to, I think, because he didn't show up with a black eye for no reason. It's not whatever he said. And
it was his son. It was little X. It was little X that gave him the punch.
Yeah. So it sounds like there was a battle about it. And as soon as I watch Harold and Kumar talk about Epstein, that makes the Harold and Kumar, Bongino and dumbass Kash Patel, all of a sudden they're singing a different tune. Why? Well, I could think of a reason why. Look how reluctant people are to think there's something about Trump in there right now. So I can see why we're fighting against the Democrats and we have to do what. This is how you keep the game going forever. Your guy that you like is under attack. But the results from all this is they tell you a thing and then they don't do it. This is Woodrow Wilson level failure on Trump's part. Woodrow Wilson, we're not going to go to World War I, and we did. Remember that? This is going to be like that.
All right. Well, someone who I also don't really trust as an impartial source is Michael Wolff. He is, paints himself as Trump's biographer, but he's written some things that to me just don't check out. But listen, for what it's worth, here's what he says about what he knows about Trump's connection to Epstein.
These pictures exist, and I can describe them. There are about a dozen of them. The ones I specifically remember is two of them with topless girls of an uncertain age sitting on Trump's lap, and then Trump standing there with a stain on the front of his pants, and 3 or 4 girls kind of bent over in laughter. They're topless too, pointing at Trump's pants.
Okay, well, that could be it. That could be what Elon Musk, if Elon Musk is telling the truth, is referring to a picture of some ladies laughing at Trump for having a stain on his pants while topless.
Yeah, that's blackmail. Obviously, who would take that picture and this is just a fun Playboy mansion time we're having. Click, click, click. They got it on everybody. Dude, they invite Rogan to Chase Manhattan to speak at banking events, and he never goes, because why would they possibly be inviting him to do that? Because he knows about that? Why would all those people... That's what they do. If you have a platform and you reach a lot, look how much you get suppressed with just your gray zone. Imagine having a real platform, the kind of crazy stuff that gets sent your way.
1775 is giving away free starter kits loaded with premium coffee and gear. While coffee prices have jumped over 30% this year, 1775 said screw it and started flinging free kits like a caffeinated Oprah on a rampage. If you've been waiting for a sign from God or just a halfway decent excuse to finally try it, this is it. But it's only live for while quantities last. So you'll get 3 bags of coffee, 2 16-ounce of your choice, dark or medium, plus their longevity blend, infused with anti-aging calcium AKG, clinically proven to reduce biological age. Translation, your morning coffee just got more effective than your multivitamin, your chiropractor, and midlife crisis combined. You cover 2 bags, 1775 covers the rest. That's a full 16-ounce bag of coffee plus premium gear. Give me a matte black tumbler, a frother, a gold scoop, or reusable K-cup filter. Whole bean, ground, or pods, it's your call. Start your day with your coffee that actually backs what you believe in. Smooth, jitter-free, anti-woke, and laced with the kind of energy that keeps you young, sharp, and mildly dangerous. Go to 1775coffee.com/door and grab your free starter kit before someone realizes this was a terrible business decision. Come see us on tour in Glasgow, Manchester, Belfast, Dublin, Liverpool, Birmingham, and London. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.